Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're unpacking a really direct, kind of unique perspective on modern dating. It's from the book, No More Dating Pigs, You Are What You Date. Now, whether you're nodding along already or maybe raising an eyebrow, this material, it offers some truly thought-provoking insights into navigating relationships.
Definitely.
So our mission today is really to dig into the core ideas in this book. We're talking about identifying problematic partners, the author calls them pigs affectionately, or, well, maybe not so affectionately.
Right.
And understanding our own behaviors too, things that might keep us stuck in relationships that just aren't fulfilling. And then ultimately figuring out a path towards healthier, more self-respecting dating.
It's certainly a compelling journey, and it really challenges a lot of conventional wisdom, placing a big emphasis on personal accountability.
Yeah.
The author's own experiences with heartbreak, despite feeling like she was born to love, apparently led her to dedicate her life to helping others. She even set up a No More Dating Pigs website, nonprofit work too, trying to rescue, as she puts it, complete strangers from similar struggles.
That's quite a backstory.
Yeah.
And she makes this powerful assertion that women, even with immense strength in other areas, like, say, battling cancer, are often immobilized by loneliness, betrayal, and heartbreak when it comes to relationships. It's a stark claim.
It is. It's definitely her strong conviction, rooted in her own journey.
Right.
And the book's whole premise is basically built on this idea that by cultivating better pig radar, as she calls it, and really mastering self-nurturing, you can avoid being, quote, ravaged by the process of finding love.
Okay, pig radar. Let's start there.
Yeah, what's fascinating is how the source defines these pigs in dating. It's not just like a casual insult.
Yeah.
No, it's used as a descriptor for really specific behavior, specific personality types, often with pretty deep-seated origins, according to the book.
Okay, so it gets into the why men might act this way, or go porky, as the book says.
Exactly. It outlines these types, like the scared swine complex.
Scared swine?
Yeah. Basically, someone whose past hurts, maybe from women in their past, could be mothers, could be former lovers, make them consciously or unconsciously just scared to be vulnerable again, scared of more anguish.
Okay. That makes a certain kind of sense.
Then there's the cruel pig, who seems almost driven to leave this trail of emotional devastation behind them.
Ouch.
Yeah, and the greased porker. This one's more like totally ambivalent, lacks drive, lacks goals, just kind of takes what they can get without really giving back.
You know that greased porker description?
Yeah.
It makes you wonder how many people we've all met like that, maybe thinking they just needed, I don't know, a bit more direction or something.
Exactly. The book forces you to kind of confront those patterns you might have excused before. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the source even suggests like historical and cultural roots for some of this. Points to old misogynistic attitudes, men being seen as superior.
Right.
And this, it argues, has sort of mutated into what the author calls the He-Man Woman Enviers Club.
Wait, the He-Man Woman Enviers Club.
Yeah. Men who kind of begrudge women their attributes, feel sorry for themselves, and sometimes even have this Venus envy, like a secret wish to be treated with the conventional grace often associated with women.
Wow. Okay. That's quite a take. And then the book gets even more candid, right? The author mentions showing it to men.
She does. She sort of confesses that the men she showed the manuscript to actually preferred being called bad boys instead of pigs.
Seriously. They were proud of it.
Seemingly proud of getting attention for being,
Yeah.
The book even includes these Mr. Pig confessions.
Like what?
Well, like the idea that men marry an idealized version of their mother, but if the reality gets too close to that ideal, then, quote, no more sexual attraction. Yeah. They're apparently on a constant search for the woman who can best mimic mom while remaining the fantasy Pam Anderson. That's a direct quote.
That's specific.
Yeah.
And kind of depressing.
It is. And these confessions also claim that almost all guys will marry the right girl, defined as sexy and subservient, and that for them, one woman till death do us part is highly unlikely.
Okay, that's a pretty cynical view of men in marriage, isn't it?
It certainly is a very direct, unvarnished perspective from the book's sources. But, given all this talk about identifying these pigs, it naturally leads to the next question the book tackles, which is maybe a bit uncomfortable.
Which is?
What role do we as women play in attracting or maybe enabling these kinds of relationships? The author asks, in her words, why women pig out.
Okay. Turning the lens inward.
Exactly. And she shares some deeply personal stuff here, like her own fairy tale marriage ending because of infidelity, or an 8-month relationship with a guy named Jack who, well, turned out to be married, led her into a deep depression, she says.
Right. And she admits pretty candidly that it's just easier to blame the man, isn't it? To sort of divide partners into angelic and sinister, so we don't have to shoulder our own responsibility. But she really pushes back on that, saying women often push aside reason and let longing take the wheel, losing their bearings, ignoring instincts. It's about owning your choices, basically.
She uses this really striking analogy. A woman acting like a bountiful city-state, but with no merchants and no military, meaning she leaves her bounty available to all takers without cost until eventually she's just devastated and empty.
Wow, that's vivid.
It is. And she argues this shows up in types like the rebound dater jumping from guy to guy to get over an ex, which makes them, quote, easy to jilt for these pigs, or the vulnerable dater, someone who's already wounded, hasn't recovered, and is easily coerced. The author even confesses she was a serial dater herself at one point, just out of loneliness after a breakup. Took any and every date, she says, including a guy she describes as a total hottie who was also totally broke.
It sounds like a relatable struggle, that cycle of loneliness and maybe making less than ideal choices.
Very much so.
So, okay, we've identified the pigs. We've looked at maybe why we might attract them. What does this mean for you, the listener, going forward? The book then shifts to practical guidance, right? Starting with developing this pig radar.
Yes. It talks about these crucial tools, like yearning.
Yearning. What does that mean in this context?
It's about truly believing you deserve a healthy relationship, yearning for that outcome. Then there's discretion.
Okay, being careful.
Yeah, making choices based on your own judgment, not rushing in. And reserve thinking before you act, especially in social or dating situations. Being deliberate, not just, reactive.
Got it. Yearning, discretion, reserve.
And then there's self-respect or dignity. The book describes this as hugely nourishing. It's about standing behind and supporting your own worth.
That sounds fundamental.
It is. And crucially, it stresses attentive watching and attentive listening. Simple questions. Is your date genuinely asking about you? Does he seem to want to get to know you?
And if not?
Well, the book suggests you're likely, quote, just another serving of pig slop for him. The core idea is reciprocity. Is there a genuine exchange?
Okay, and the book gets specific about communication red flags too, doesn't it? Like texting.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't pull punches there. It states pretty clearly that texting and emailing are not good signs for building real intimacy. Why? Because they're often misinterpreted and offer no dialogue whatsoever. It goes so far as to say if he's primarily a texter, the relationship will go nowhere.
Wow, that's blunt. Any others?
Yep, another big red flag. If he says he's not sure if you're the one, the book's take. He's a pig. Because, quote, anyone except a pig either likes someone or doesn't.
No gray area there.
Apparently not in this view. And if he gives just minimal effort using excuses like a demanding job or a sick mother, the book says he's just dating, not looking for a real connection.
So watch the actions, not just the words or maybe lack of words.
Exactly. And it even gives these blunt pig sayings and translates them like change of plans, want to get together tonight, translation, booty call.
Right, or I'm living at home with parents.
Translation, even bigger loser. Again, very direct. The key insight isn't just the literal translation, though. It's about recognizing that pattern, Last minute, low effort stuff that signals a lack of genuine investment or respect for your time.
Okay, those translations are certainly memorable.
They are. But spotting the signs is only step one, right? The book argues the real transformation has to happen inside.
Right.
Once you can identify these patterns, the next critical step is what the author calls transforming yourself into a silk purse.
Silk purse. So not a sow's ear anymore.
Exactly. And it's all about self-nurturing. This isn't about impressing other people. It's about cultivating your own self-worth. The core belief is pretty profound. Without loving yourself, you cannot love others. Without loving yourself, you are not available to be loved.
That resonates. So how do you become this silk purse? What's the process?
Well, this section introduces what the book calls the dating diet.
Okay, I'm intrigued. Is it about food?
Not just food, though, that comes into it. It starts with keeping a dating diary.
The diary.
Yeah, a place to write about past failed relationships, kind of release that pain, and importantly, get to know yourself again. Reconnect.
Okay. Cathartic? Maybe. What else?
It also includes something called brain retraining. techniques to boost concentration, cognitive thought, strategy.
Brain training for dating.
Sort of. And it suggests specific brain foods, things like salmon, water, nuts, dark chocolate for mental alertness. It's really about taking this holistic approach, mind and body, to recover and get ready for something better.
Interesting. So diary, brain training, brain food.
And what's particularly insightful, I think, is the emphasis on solitude.
Being alone. That sounds counterintuitive if you're trying to date.
Well, the book suggests that women who continually date the wrong guy often have an aversion to being alone. They jump from one thing to the next. Ah, okay.
So it argues that embracing solitude intentionally is the only way to break free of that preoccupied mind of yours. And by working on yourself during that time alone, you're actually creating a strong half of your next relationship.
So solitude isn't loneliness, it's preparation.
Precisely. It resonates with that broader idea that, self-sufficiency is actually key to a healthy partnership later on.
And that's where these me days come in, right?
Yes. These are described as totally self-indulgent days. They're explicitly not about you and a missing mate, but just about you.
Okay, give me some examples. What does a me day look like?
Could be anything, really. A road trip, maybe just doing absolutely nothing at all, like turning off your phone, sleeping in, or a spa day, whatever recharges you.
I like the sound of that.
And the book really stresses, silk purses don't pine after lost men. They don't give up their me day even after they've found their Prince Charming, and they don't worry about impressing anybody.
So it's about making self-care a non-negotiable habit. Exactly. The idea is that dating yourself is very rewarding. And frankly, it sounds pretty good even if you're not actively dating.
Absolutely. Okay, so you've done the inner work, you've embraced solitude, you're having me days. What then?
Well, with that stronger sense of self, the book assures you you can become a better dater, not a bitter dater.
Ah, nice turn of phrase.
Isn't it? It's about shifting from feeling like you're being chosen to realizing, hey, I was the one with the power to choose all along. That mindset shift is incredibly empowering.
I can see that. So how does that translate into actual dating behavior? Are there rules?
Oh, yes. A crucial rule presented is to avoid the root of all evil, pre-relationship sex.
Whoa, okay. That's a big one. Why?
The author argues that putting sex on the back burner gives you a chance to really discover if the non-physical chemistry isn't there. It helps you avoid making split-second decisions that lead to heartbreak.
So clarity before physical intimacy.
Right, and she advises stating your desire for a long-term monogamous relationship right up front.
Really? That sounds potentially scary.
Maybe, but the logic is filtering. As the book puts it, pigs fly when those words are spoken by a woman. It's a way to weed out those not serious from the get-go.
Bold strategy. Filter early, filter often.
Kind of, yeah. And this leads to another fascinating practical tool, a checklist called What's His Score?
You're kidding. Scoring dates.
Literally, awarding points for things like calling within 48 hours of getting your number or offering to pick you up and make sure you get home safely. It's a way to, I guess, quantify effort and respect.
Quantitative dating. What else?
There's even a dating formula provided. You ready for this?
Lay it on me.
Okay. 1 date by 4 in 30 days equals 4 dates per month. 4 dates by 12 months equals 48 dates per year. 1 year of 48 dates equals 1 Prince Charming. 48 dates and may the best man win.
48 dates a year. Wow.
The principle seems to be about maintaining momentum, casting a wide net, not getting fixated on one person too early. Keep your options open while you evaluate.
Okay, it's certainly a numbers game in this view, but does being a better dater guarantee success?
The book acknowledges that, no, being a better dater doesn't necessarily make love come any more easily, but it does help you stay out of your own way.
Ah, okay. Less self-sabotage.
Exactly. And it shares another personal story. The author met this guy, Perry, described as a true gentleman, called every day while he was away in Greece.
Sounds promising.
But he was wishy-washy about commitment because of a recent divorce. So she moved on.
Even though he seemed great otherwise.
Yeah. Recognizing, as she puts it, that indecision is a decision and I deserve to be with someone who is certain of what he wants. It's a powerful lesson, right? Setting boundaries, honoring your own worth, even when it's hard.
Definitely. So, okay, you've done the inner work. You know how to spot the pigs. You're dating better. Where do you actually find these healthier relationship prospects?
Right. The book calls this switching from the meat market to the meat market.
Me versus me. Got it.
It's about consciously creating opportunities to meet people who share your interests. Less random bar scenes, maybe, and more things like hobbies, classes, volunteering, places where shared values might be more apparent, shifting from passive waiting to active seeking in the right places.
It makes sense. What about online dating? That's huge now.
It is, and the book discusses it, but with a lot of caution.
Oh.
While it acknowledges the endless choices, it warns that doesn't guarantee authenticity. The book actually recommends using matchmaking services that offer one-on-one consultation with real human representatives over just relying on algorithms.
Interesting. More human touch.
Yeah, and it offers a detailed online dating checklist. Things like, don't just choose sites based on popularity, avoid longtime members who it suggests might be online dating addicts.
Okay.
And keep your searches within a reasonable distance, like 60 miles, to make actual dating feasible.
Practical tips. What about offline connections? Friends?
Yes, beyond apps, the source really emphasizes the importance of your social circle and his. The idea that like attracts like.
So judge a man by his friends.
To some extent, yes. It warns, if his friends are obnoxious, he's going to eventually be obnoxious too. But it also encourages trimming the fat from your own circle of acquaintances.
Getting rid of negative people?
Exactly. Cutting out toxic energy and Debbie Downers, who might just bring you down or reinforce negative patterns. It's not just about finding the right partner, it's about creating the right environment for a healthy relationship to even grow.
That's a really good point. It's holistic.
Okay.
So we've covered spotting pigs, becoming a silk purse, dating better, finding the meat market. What else?
Well, the book circles back to that core phrase, you are what you date, which leads directly to the question, what do you bring to the dating table?
Okay. Self-inventory time.
Right. It touches on appearance, naturally, noting women are often highly skilled experts at preparing for a date, makeup, outfits, the whole thing.
Sure.
But it quickly pivots to say, it's the things that one can't see that truly determine compatibility. You know, a great outfit is just the starting point.
So what are those unseen things?
It includes communicating fundamental parts of your personality early on. Like, if you have a serious side, don't hide it. Or your drinking habits, daily, social, occasional, never be upfront.
Honesty from the start.
It suggests good conversation topics work, travel, hobbies, movies, current events, the usual suspects. But it calls the highest of all topics to chat about is relationship aspirations.
Bringing up the future early, like the long-term monogamous relationship thing.
Exactly. Asking things like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Right up front. The book's stance is, if he bolts when you clearly state what you want, well, he wasn't the right guy anyway. Better to know now.
Clear communication, clear expectations.
Yep. And it doesn't shy away from tough topics either. It emphasizes discussing health issues, including sexual history, with the stark reminder. Relationships might not last forever, but STDs do.
Wow. Yeah. Important, but often avoided.
Very. And beyond all these specifics, the book says you need to bring 2 key things to every date.
Tolerance.
Tolerance. Yeah, understanding that nobody's perfect. Distinguishing between minor quirks you can live with and fundamental incompatibilities you can't. And also, realistic expectations. Love isn't always a fairy tale, right? It's a journey, ups and downs included.
Tolerance and realistic expectations. Got it.
And this whole deep dive really culminates in this powerful metaphor the book uses, building a house that won't blow down.
Like the 3 little pigs.
Exactly like the 3 little pigs. It posits that, something worth doing is worth doing right. And it applies this directly to building your pig-free you and your love life. Your house, whether it's straw, sticks, or bricks, represents your innermost self, your consciousness, or your soul. It's all about your internal foundation.
Okay, so building a strong inner self is like building a brick house for your love life.
That's the idea. And the book advises dealing directly with past hurts, which it calls your unrequited room.
Unrequited room.
Yeah, like this place inside you where you feel you come up short, where past disappointments live. A truly good partner, the book suggests, will actually help you clear out that crap, not add to it.
A partner as a helper in healing, not a source of more hurt.
Right. It also stresses, again, that a potential partner must be truly available, meaning no girlfriends, wives, lovers, or gal pals. Clear status.
No ambiguity.
None. And women need to stop butting their way into unavailable situations, making excuses for shortfalls, because what he's really saying in those cases is, I'll take what I need from you, but what you need is not my problem.
Oof. That's harsh, but probably true in many cases. A direct call to stop making excuses for poor behavior or unavailability.
Exactly. And what's fascinating here, too, is the perspective on forgiveness within a relationship.
How so?
It says, if your foundation was built strongly, your brick house, A little forgiveness will go a long way. It acknowledges that life is bumpy, clashes in relationships are totally normal.
Yeah, they happen.
The real challenge, it emphasizes, is how couples recover from those clashes. Can they stay on the same side, working together, rather than turning into adversaries?
That's crucial, staying on the same team.
Mm-hmm. And finally, to really make that house strong, the book outlines 5 essential elements for that solid foundation. Your bricks, if you will.
Okay, what are they? The 5 bricks.
First, honesty with yourself and with others. Second, clarity, understanding love as it actually is, warts and all, not just the romanticized version.
Right. Reality, not fantasy.
Third, patience, the ability to endure the wait, the process without settling. Fourth, humanity, having compassion for typical human behavior, both yours and your partner's.
Understanding imperfections.
Exactly. And fifth, willingness, being willing to actually love and to love with enthusiasm when the right situation arises.
Honesty, clarity, patience, humanity, willingness.
Without those, the book says, the house is shaky, built on straw or sticks. But with them, the promise is, you'll have a house that can't be blown down.
Wow. That's a powerful metaphor to end on, building that internal brick house first.
It really is. I think this whole deep dive reveals that, according to this source, true love isn't so much about finding some mythical, perfect person,
Right.
but about becoming that silk purse, yourself first,
Yeah.
and then very carefully, very patiently building a relationship on that solid brick house foundation we just talked about. It really shifts the focus, doesn't it, from blaming externally to empowering internally.
It certainly does. It moves away from passively waiting for the one to actively, consciously creating the conditions, both within yourself and in your choices, for a healthy partnership to actually take root. It really emphasizes self-worth, that discernment or pig radar, and understanding that you genuinely have the power to choose who you let into your life, into your house.
Which brings us to a final thought, maybe, for you, the listener. If your personal dating diet, your me days, your internal work, if all that is about building your metaphorical house for love, what kind of foundation are you prioritizing right now? Is it straw, sticks, or are you laying those bricks?
Powerful stuff to think about. Until next time, keep digging into what matters most.